I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that is exactly what it is and what it always will be. And that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So let's get right into it. All right, so let's jump right in. So today I wanted to just talk about the inner child and the importance of the inner child. And by the end of this message, a little trick that I did to reconnect with my inner child, and we'll see if we can get some individuals who are ready to do that. Now, before I continue, I will say definitely this would be a trigger warning message, because if you're not at a point in your journey where you're able to revisit trauma and not react to it, then this probably wouldn't be the message for you right now. When you do get to that point, then it will be. So, because there is no race. So it's all about what you're comfortable with at that time. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So now the majority of us are disconnected from our inner child that you see floating around today, right? And this is due to growing up. You had to grow up quicker than you were supposed to, traumas, whatever the case may be, right? Majority of the time it's traumas that you get detached from your inner child. Now, our inner child is crucial if you're on a healing journey. If you're trying to get to these higher levels, you need to be connected to your inner child. And you'll see it even in the Bible, right? Matthew 18:3 through 4. Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. That is the key. It says it right there, clear as day. Unless you change, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven. And what is the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of heaven is within you. It says it all the time in the Bible. I say it all the time in these messages. Everything is within you, but you have to walk through that door. It's like the saying, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. It's the same thing. I can put all these messages I want to, but I can't make somebody do the work. And that's the only way any message that I put out works, is if you do the work. There are no quick schemes and all this other stuff. Hey, take this shortcut. Nah. You want to do it right and have a proper foundation, then it's going to take time. And you have to do it the right way. No quick little peel to make it happen in 10 days when it's supposed to take 6 months. Hey, take this pill and it's 10 days. Nah. You're going to have to do the work. That is what's going to separate you from everyone else. Because the majority of people are not doing the work. Because the work is you going within yourself and facing those traumas and heartbreaks and all these other things, healing those energies and never having to deal with them again. That's what it's about. But you have to be connected to your inner child. And I brought this up in another message. Go back and watch Peter Pan, the one with Robin Williams in it, right? In that movie, when he went to Never Never Land, he could not, and the kids were trying to get him to remember who he was and become Peter again, right? But he couldn't do it until he reconnected with his inner child. Go back and watch the movie. Your inner child is the key to everything. And if you disconnect from it, it's going to show in your life. Just like Matthew 18, like I just said, you have to change and become like little children. Now, childlike, not childish. When I reconnected with my inner child, it was like being a kid all over again. I could feel the difference. And it was like childlike. I was more open. My curiosity came back. More trusting, quicker to forgive. It was a ton of things. That came back with connecting to the inner child. Now, you can see this. Look at it like this as well. Your inner child, when you receive that trauma, your inner child, like, okay, this is in a safe place, and boom, it ran and it hid. It's hiding in the dark, right? Now, that's leaving the light wide open. Now, if your inner child of light is not there representing you, then that means your inner child, the shadow inner child, is there representing you. That is where the childishness comes in at. So when you see an adult acting like a child, this is where we're talking about. So as a child, this adult, if they're disconnected, they're probably one of those children that were on the ground screaming and kicking their legs and their arms and all this, that, and the other. Childish. This is the shadow aspect of that child. They're impatient. We're gonna go out to eat in 2 hours. I'm hungry. I want to go now. It's their way. Doesn't matter what you want to do. It's their way. Impatient. It's my ball. Gimme. It's mine. Self-centered. It's not even about sharing. It's all about you. This is your shadow. That is the shadow version of your inner child. So go within and heal all of these different versions of the self. And the main thing that we need to do is reconnect with our inner child. And it's telling you in that scripture that you'll never enter into the kingdom because the kingdom is in your heart. So if you're not based in love, you don't, anyone who says they know God, that's the first thing I do. I observe them. I watch them. How you're acting, how you're moving. Because if you are of God, everything you do is from love. Everything. As soon as I see otherwise, I'm like, okay, you don't even know God. Because God is love. So if you're not moving from love, you don't know God. It's literally that simple. God is love. So if you're not moving from love, you don't know God. And the only way you're entering into that kingdom is if you got the key. And the key is your inner child. So without being connected to your inner child, you don't even have to worry about going into the kingdom. So it is important. And look at it like this for the fellas who are on a healing journey. This is why a lot of men can't properly heal and have to constantly reincarnate, because as a man, we're taught right out the gate how to avoid our feelings, how to suppress things. You're a big boy. Keep moving. What you crying for? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I know I did not, until I got to my 40s, learn how to feel feelings and express them, because I was taught how to suppress and I didn't understand. So when you felt these different vibrations and energies trying to move through your body, you didn't know how to process them as a man. So you just suppress it on down and keep it moving, which is tearing you up on the inside. So because we was never taught how to be loving and caring and nurturing, right? And how to feel our feelings, which are located in your feminine energy, which is a part of you. You were taught to drive just on those 4 cylinders, your 4 masculine cylinders. No, don't worry about those other 4 cylinders. That's the feminine. That's only for women. No, it's not. It's a part of you. That's how you get to drive on all 8 cylinders, is understanding your feminine energy. Doesn't make you a woman. It makes you whole. Another person doesn't come in and make you whole. You make yourself whole. You make yourself whole by understanding, hey, I got masculine energy and feminine energy. Now, this is important. As I said, the nurturing, the caring part for men, the same thing. On my healing journey, I was able to go through and just plow through a lot of things, right? That's masculine energy. Go, go, go. But this is the thing. On this journey, there were portions where I had to know how to be nurturing and soft and consoling using feminine energy. It's like this. It's like I have an electric alarm where I can just hop in, right? And I got a huge field and I can just plow through it and just mow it down quick, masculine energy. Then I get to a part of the field where it's a bunch of rocks, huge rocks. And in between these rocks are beautiful little flowers. I can't drive and plow through this anymore. So now I have to get out, grab me a little basket, walk between these rocks, be gentle because I don't want to crush these little flowers, and pluck them gently and put them into the basket. That's feminine energy. That's being delicate. That's how you have to be when you're dealing with your inner child. It's separated from you at a young age. Let's say 3, 4, 5. What you going to do? Toughen up. That's why it ran to begin with. So you have to be delicate. It's different parts depending on where you're at in your journey. Some stuff I can just boom. I can use my masculine energy, boom, plow through it. Then I get the parts where, there's these rocks. Okay, let me go ahead and hop out. You have to be able to do both. If not, you're going to be stuck on your journey. And one of the portions of this journey that the majority of people get lost on is this. They lose contact with their inner child and they never reconnect. So reconnect with your inner child. And I'll tell you this, once I reconnected with my inner child, then I started watching cartoons and movies and stuff like that when I was younger that I used to like. Or just even like Never Ending Story and stuff like that would teach my inner child. I never watched that as a child. So now I'm looking at that movie through a whole another lens. So it's like, and when I watch this movie, everything I do with intention. I visualize my inner child sitting right next to me and we were watching it together. I got some popcorn and we were watching the Never Ending Story together, right? And in certain parts of the movie, I'm like, oh, dang, this is a good little. I'm like, and I could feel my inner child was like, at the same time I am. This is how I was able to mature my inner child. Because then watching movies like that, it's understanding. Now it's maturing. So reconnect with your inner child. But I'll give you what I did. So, like I said, if you're able to revisit your previous trauma then we're going to try this. But before we start, if you're not in a position, if you're still connected to an environment where you don't feel safe, and or you're still connected to those individuals who are the reason you separated from your inner child, then don't continue on with this message. Because if you reconnect and then you do stuff again that your inner child does not feel safe and it disconnects again, if you get to a point where your inner child is like, you know what, I don't trust you, you're screwed. So don't push something that you're not ready for. Do this when you're going to take it serious and you're going to be like, I reconnect with my inner child. If somebody is in my life and my inner child doesn't feel safe, that person's gone. If you're not at that level, then don't listen to this message. Because this journey is about us. It's about you, your own individual journey. And for a long time, I was putting individuals above myself. And these individuals didn't have that same level of love that I did. So we're taking advantage. But when you reconnect with your inner child, you're going to know when you come around certain people. Your inner child's not going, you're going to feel something in your body. Your inner child will be like, nope. You're going to know. It's a lot of advantages to reconnecting with your inner child. But like I said, if you're trying to know God, you're trying to enter into, quote unquote, the kingdom of heaven, it's non-negotiable. You have to reconnect with your inner child. So this is what I did. Imagine yourself. So first of all, get in a nice meditative position. You can meditate in meditative position. You can lay down, whatever the case may be, but you're going to visualize. Now, I want you to visualize not the event that occurred. You don't have to go to the event. I want you to go to after the event occurred. Did you run to the closet to cry under your bed, under the pillow? You was at the kitchen table, whatever the case may be. When you were upset, and you're going to go to a younger version of yourself. I knew exactly which event it was. So you should have an idea of which event it was, right? And if you don't have this, if your mind completely blocked that out, go back to a time where you do remember being jovial and happy and being a kid, and then try to walk back to an event that happened where you were no longer that way. Because what I want you to do is console that version of you. So you're going to be in a meditative, you're going to be visualizing this in your mind. And I want you to visualize you going right to wherever the younger version of you is located. If they're at let's just say the kitchen table to make it simple. So they're at the kitchen table. You're going to go put your arm around the smaller version of you. And then this is something I want you to word it from you, because you know what you've been through, and you tailor it to, I wish somebody would have said this to me, right? So something along the lines of, this is not your fault. I'm proud of you. You're very strong. These people are just not emotionally equipped to handle you, and that is not your fault. I love you. I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to protect you. I wasn't able to then, but I am now. Something along these lines, something that comes from you, from your heart. And when I got done saying what I said, I immediately felt a connection in my heart. I knew without a shadow of a doubt I was reconnected. I knew. And from that point on, that's when I started the whole watching the movies and cartoons and stuff like that. And I could feel that my inner child was enjoying that. Then, like I said, then I would incorporate the movies that would basically, that had the messages in it. Like I said, like Never Ending Story. It's like, that's a whole message. This is a kid movie, but there's plenty of gems in it if you're on your spiritual path. right? So, and then as I was I could feel the same thing. My inner child, okay. And this is helping my inner child grow. Then eventually you'll get to a point where you and your inner child will just integrate with each other. But your inner child must feel safe. So if you're still in a crazy environment and doing this, that, and the other, and you put yourself, don't try to reconnect with your inner child, and then you do stupid stuff, and then your inner child runs again. Then the inner child might not come back the next time. Like, you know what? No, you still on that BS. See you the next lifetime. So go within and heal. Take the time to reconnect with your inner child. And I'll leave it there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, I can choose to like, subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.